And we're live. Hello, hello.
Hi, welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 299. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Re-entry for work was a little difficult. I'm still feeling like, do I remember what's going on and what I was working on and what I need to get done? And
Yeah, you had an extended period that you were out, right?
yeah, well, I mean, just the Twixmas, as you said, but there was Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then all the way through New Year's, and them being on weekends, it was like,
Yep.
it did feel like a lot.
Yeah, a significant amount. Yeah, I worked in between, as I mentioned last week, but I took off towards the end of last week, a few days. So yeah, I had a little bit of the reentry, but I don't think quite as much as you. And then as we were talking before I hit go live, work is back in full swing, right? It's like it's 2021, let's go.
Yep, everything that was the back burner until the first, got put on the front burner.
Yeah, no more back burners, in fact.
Yeah.
All front burners.
Just this 16 burner front burner.
Yeah, they upgraded while we were on vacation to like a 16 burner. Yeah, still. Whew. Do we have the power to fuel that? Yeah. So but yeah, we've got a lot going on in ZKN too, which is super exciting. As you may have noticed, when I said 299, next week is 300.
Yeah, we made it! Hooray!
The triplest of the triple digits is now upon us. So we've got some exciting. I think we'll continue on our format as far as what we're talking about, but we've got some exciting giveaways, and we might wax a little nostalgic.
Right.
About how things have changed and how they haven't.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. So super exciting there. We do have a couple of KALs that wrapped up, and I just wanted to give people a heads up. So the decoration KAL has wrapped up, and I believe that thread is locked, but we'll draw for prizes next week because I'm still getting those all lined up. And then I also put, so the mini skein Advent KAL, you're going to get one entry, and it can be your work finished object. If you somehow knitted all of those all of those daily additions into a finished object, it can be your whip that you got started, or it could just be like a pretty pile of everything that you unwrapped, or your favorite thing that you unwrapped. But that's one entry per person. And again, we'll get those drawn next week. So that'll close out our December KALs. And then we are doing a try something new in 2021, which in hindsight, we're definitely going to have to do in 2022 too, because then it would rhyme.
Okay.
Try something new in 2022. Yeah. So if you're plotting things that are new, there's all kinds of ways that things can be new, right? So I went and I was just showing Amy these. They've got really long cords. I don't know that I'm going to be crocheting something, Tunisian crocheting something this long, but we have Tony coming to speak with us. Not this weekend, but the next weekend. Tony Lipsy of TL Yarn Crafts or TL Crafts. TL Crafts, yeah, because it looks like TLC. And she put together a little primer on Tunisian crochet and had some links. And this was a link out that I bought this weekend, and it already arrived. So they're corded crochet hooks. And I'm going to try my hand at a washcloth first, I think, to get the swing of things. But that's a new something that I'm going to try for the KAL.
Awesome.
And you've been trying that as well. Or were you going to talk about that in whips?
Well, I don't have them on the hook right now, so I did try and succeeded. So
Oh, yeah. Mine's
so
going to be a hook necklace.
Yeah, there you go. So I went ahead and finished out the ball of yarn that I had and got 3 washcloths.
Ooh, those look
I could have
nice.
gotten more, but I could have gotten more, but I had made some little face scrubbers that were crocheted only, and these are Tunisian smock stitch. So
Whoa.
that's what the front looks like.
They look like they've got some nice crevices for like scrubbing or loofahing.
And then there's the back.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then what I did, and I sent a picture, I think to you, was I swatched for my shawl. So Tony has a Loveland shawl that is just a basic triangle shawl, but Tunisian crochet. And it's the ones that look like knit stitches. So it kind of intrigued me. And so I'm going to do the Loveland Light with some lovely ZK yarns.
Ooh.
So that is my needle adjacent. So these will go on the hook.
What dyer is that?
So this one is Leading Men,
Mm-hmm.
and then this one is Daisy.
Yep, Daisy knits. Yeah.
So,
So when you did your washcloths, did you knit it up with the size that it called for?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
I had one that was kind of in between though. I think it called for a 6.5, and I had a 6.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at, so these don't have the actual hook sizes, they just have millimeters.
Oh, yep. So it'd be 6 millimeter.
Yep, 6
is what I used.
Cool. Yeah, I got a lot of them, so I'm sure that there's one in there.
Yeah, I was thinking of going down a size because she calls for a 5.5, and it was hard for me to find a single, so I'd have to buy your massive necklace there if I wanted to change it. So I was swatching to see if the needle I had or hook that I had would work. I think it will work. I just need to change how I tension it because it was really loosey-goosey, and then I went back and I retensioned and went, okay, yeah, this will work. But that was my something new. But I also have other whips that I started because the KAL is underway. So I have a nesting.
Ooh, I love how that color is turning out.
Yeah. So again, I only have 5 balls of this, and I think that my size could probably stand to have 6. But and my balls are such varying colors that I'm going to have to play with how to mix and match them so they don't look completely. They do kind of look like a gradient within the same color family, so I could try that. But again, since I don't have all the balls that I might need, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. No, in very typical Megan and Amy fashion, you sent me a picture of it and I was like, oh, I absolutely love it. And you're like, yeah, I think I'll continue. Like very Megan response, very Amy response back to the Megan response. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my other whip that I have is the Kinship. I think I had mentioned this several times. This is a shawl kit that I got from Mitchell's Creations, who will be at our marketplace. So I am loving that.
Yeah. He's all about those. I mean, like the motifs, when you look at them up close, have a very different effect than when like he's holding the shawl up from a distance, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and for sure on this one, the blocking is gonna really change how those interplay.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It is fairly mindless. The only complaint that I could possibly make is that he has a backward loop backwards loop increase in there. So when you get to the increase row on this shawl, it's like a whole fiddle. It's very fiddly because I don't know how to do a backwards loop without dropping my tension yarn, and yeah, I played with it for a few minutes just to see if I could make it faster, and I was like, nope, I'm not gonna make it faster.
Yeah, you do, right? I mean, and you have kind of an elaborate tensioning system, right? So mine is just kind of in my hand, tensioned loosely down here. So for me, it's very easy. Plus, I used to be a left-handed thrower, right? So for me, it's very easy, that backward loop, to work it into the flow of it. But I could see if you had a tensioning thing and you were knitting and then having to drop it again, I could see that.
Yep. And I don't know how any other way to do it. I've tried playing with how I tension and
Yeah.
it's like, nope, this is me. Can't change it.
Yep.
But yeah, those are my active whips. I did finish one of my socks so that I can cast on a new sock um, for the KAL, but I also have two other things that were in progress that I didn't finish. So I'll probably work on them here and there, but my active whips are for the KAL. So
Yeah, yep. And we just wanted to briefly mention, we've kind of got two things going on concurrently, which is pseudo by design, right? But the ZKers are also trying something new, but that does not mean that you have to be a ZK 2021 participant to do the try something new. So ZKN is doing try something new. There's an FO thread there, where you can post per project, hey, I tried something new. That something new could be a new to you fiber. It could be a new to you construction. It could be a new to you technique. It could be a new to you craft. There's lots of ways to participate. And then the ZKers, that's like another bonus along with yarn and designer, right? And we decided that the try something new will be from January to the end of February. We may have a new challenge that gets introduced in February that will overlap, but your FOs have cast on by January and finished up by the end of February to be entered into the ZK1 and to be entered into the ZKN1. So
right, and it's like the change of just one letter, right? So ZK, so it's for the people who are attending, and usually it's ZK 2021, right?
yes,
as a full sentence. So
yep.
Those threads are for people who are attending.
Yep.
You're welcome to go and hang out in them, but I can't assign you a transportation.
Yep. And I completely understand the wanting to get engaged and get all the points and whatever, but just want to have the mantra that this is for fun. This is our craft. So hopefully it's not something that's stressing people out. I feel like people have been asking us a lot of questions, and that's great. I love that we're able to clarify and really let you know what participation means. But I want it also to feel like those that aren't looking to like completely maximize every single point or challenge or whatever, every single yard or every single challenge or whatever, to feel like they can make this a very low key KAL for themselves as well. It's not that complicated. Knit what you love. You can enter in and get some team camaraderie from a ZK 2021 aspect and from a ZKN, all of the members in ZKN aspect as well. The KALs are always for that, in my opinion. It's all about connecting with other human beings and sharing their joy in crafting. So,
yep. And we turned on the email receipts, right? So, so the way that you're going to know that you've already entered is that you have an email receipt that will be sent to you, but also just one entry per project. So if you, and then that will run through the bonuses that you can apply to that one item. And so there's only one entry per item that will limit how many bonuses you can get for that one item. So that's a simple way to think about it, is one entry per item. So you can try to maximize it. And if you're curious about what that might entail, you can go out and pre-fill out the form, and see what's there. And you'll understand, what that project can get bonuses for.
For my whips to transition, I had a flurry of activity at the end of 2020. I finished 6 sets of sleeves. My mom received her cardigan. It fits. She took pictures. It got shipped late. It arrived late. But it's on her. She's wearing it. I think I've convinced her not to save it for just special occasions. Like, wear it like a robe, Mom. That's what I do with mine, right? Like, wear it everywhere around the house, put things in the pockets. Like, I can knit you another one if you wear this one out. Um, so trying to get her convinced there. She took some very lovely pictures, which I shared. Um, but everything just kind of got in a flurry of that activity, got set down. So I finished my Advent. It's still a WIP. So this is my one WIP from 2020. I finished my Sparky. I finished my pickle pullover. They have not been washed and blocked yet. And then I finished 25 of the Radvent throw squares. And I only bring them out to question Amy, kind of looking at this rainbow of what do you think my solid should be? So I'm either going to order a solid or I'm going to stir the stash. Well, first I have to stir the stash for sure. I mean, there are some darker pops, which makes me kind of lean towards gray, but I think like some of these more pastel-y colors, the gray won't provide a great deal of contrast. What are you thinking, color savant?
What's it there? I see one dark one that's blue and one dark one that's kind of purpley.
Yeah.
Reddish.
And then there's this yellow one that's.
Okay. What's the blue one look like?
There's actually quite a few of them there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because honestly, before I saw the prettier blue, I consider it prettier blue, the one your fingers are on, that would be the color I would have chosen.
Okay. Well, and it can kind of blend in for one of the squares, right? I could kind of put this one centrally.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was thinking, yeah, a darker blue.
Okay.
Just cool. Because of.
So that I counted these 2,000 yards towards my 2020 whatever, and just put like Radvent squares as my project. And then, because it's my knitting and I'm in charge of it. Sarah Imagine Landscape's been saying that, and I'm like, amen, sister. It's my knitting and I'm in charge of it. I'm counting that and I'm going with it. And then I'm going to seam and get things done for 2021. There's a tagline: get things done in 2021. Whip down challenge. Okay. And then I got my my Kirby Werby yarns. I got my Schitt's Creek Shitty 2020 Advent socks with 24 stripes. She knew that they would be skews when she sent them to me. I'm almost 100% sure, Cherie. I made it super tall. Normally I make it a little more expedited. Per my kind of Megan's vanilla skew recipe, because I think, where does it start to repeat?
The green,
like clear up here, right? And I was like, I gotta get more of those stripes in, more stripes. So I've got that and that. Do you have, well, it would be flipped. The heel goes on the back side there. Did you have a favorite quote from the stripes? So the first time I knit it, I knit a stripe and like I pretended like it was for the countdown, right? Like I knit a stripe and read the quote and chuckled or giggled or remembered the scene. And yeah, I can't remember. Did you mention on the podcast a favorite quote?
I mean, the only one that sticks out to me is "It's your turn to get murdered first, David."
You know what, David? You get murdered first for once.
That one. because I'm like, I usually think about that when you have a side of the bed in your home and where that orientation is to the door. But then when you go stay in a hotel or somebody else's house, and then you're like, oh, my side of the bed isn't in the same orientation to the door.
Yep.
I don't know. So you get murdered first, husband.
Yeah. No, the Moira ones are just, she's just so prolific, right? So the one that's got Bebe in it made me giggle. I also liked the what was the one? Oh, who put a picture of a ghost on my desk? And it was a sonogram. I remembered that whole episode after that. And then like them locking it in the gender of the baby in the safe. Yeah, that one was pretty funny. And then Stevie's one quote in here is, "I'm doing this because you called me rude, and I take that as a compliment." That one was my favorite for a very long time. All-time favorite analogy from the series, though, is I like the wine, not the label, from David. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just been so much fun. Highly recommend Cherie and her yarns, and have been enjoying it. It's going to be a very self-stripey year for me because I stashed up, and I've always stashed up every year self-striping. So I set myself a goal this year. We had a really great conversation about goals this past weekend, that I need to knit more stripe.
Okay.
Not necessarily a set amount, but more.
Yes, more. Keyword.
Yeah. More is the key. Also need to knit more socks because I went into like garment mode, and you and I both signed up for the farm to socks club for, and I saw Karen did as well. Her socks are really pretty out in Discord. And I've got that on my needle adjacent, but I'm hoping to wrap this up by the time we talk with Stephanie on Saturday. So this is my work in progress. I've got the one strip done, and I'm just like, it seems like it's a lot closer than it is because it's like, oh, just look at that distance, but you have to go back and forth. It's like an applied edging, which is again a new to me construction, to have the top part be the sleeves basically be an applied edging. And this colorway is from Vesper Knitterly Things, and it's Lightning in a Bottle. And as I knit it, all I can do in my head is sing, I believe it's B, it's like, it's not Bjorn, it's B with the O with the line through it, RN. Song, do you know the song, Amy? Electric Love. It's, baby, you're like lightning in a bottle. I can't let you go now that I got it. Anyway, if you guys know the song, you now understand what I'm thinking. All I need is your electric love. Anyway, so Lightning in a Bottle. My daughter says this reminds her of the No Signal blocks on TV. I mean, I think there's a red and a blue and a yellow in there. But a detail that was lost on me in some of the pictures. So that, again, this is the Bright Axis Key by Stephanie Lotvin, who's talking with us this weekend, is that she's got this really nice edging where it's supposed to not be seamed to, and my necklace is drawing attention away from it, but where it keeps it from rolling. And I think that's just a really nice touch. And I didn't pick up on it in the pictures. And so, yeah, I'll be wearing this on Saturday, hopefully, unless something goes awry in my life. Very close to being ready to seam and done.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be monogamous, so it'll happen.
Other than my socks have been monogamous. So there it is in the, or have been the one other thing, yeah.
Right, but that was kind of a goal, right? You know, more monogamy with the one traveling.
The other thing was driving me crazy. So I just have a lot of like caked up. So another one of my goals was that I'm going to stir my stash, find some old stash, and either use it or lose it. So I've got some beautiful yellow rustic 960 yards of worsted that I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to. So if anybody's got any ideas there on some great sweater that I can pair, it needs to have something paired with it. I don't think 960 is enough. Otherwise I have to do a short sleeve, which is kind of why I think it's sat in my stash for so long. But I'm also going to try to keep up with my Rodeo Butts, Farmer's Daughter. And I also want to use more books. So I have chosen, and I think it will be super pretty. She came and spoke with us.
The same one? Oh, no.
Drizzle? Okay. What did you pick?
The one with the hearts. It's yellow in the book.
Yeah, Gentle Drizzle by Emily Knight is the one that I chose. Oh, yeah. Yep.
So I was thinking this one. I haven't really picked it yet, but yeah.
Well, we could have matching socks.
Love needs a heart.
I just thought that this blue would be really nice. Again, I'm heavily influenced by the color that the pattern was.
Yeah. Well, then I was just thinking how much it needed to be cables because of just how it looks, right? In the hay.
There's also, so new to me, it's work top down with a flap and gusset heel and a grafted wedge toe. I've never done a grafted wedge toe before.
Oh, okay.
So you can see like it's,
Mm-hmm.
you would have to look at the actual pictures because mine isn't probably going to do it justice, but it looks like it's grafted over on the side.
Okay.
And maybe knit as a wedge, like with short ropes. Exciting that. So yeah. Those are my works in progress and needle adjacent after I finish up my, ew, David.
Ew, David.
Ew, David. She just said it in so many ways. I mean, there's so much context to that, Alexis. Ew, David.
Nice.
Yeah, so super excited about all those works in progress or needle adjacent. So mine are now going to hopefully transition to not being all works in progress, but mostly needle adjacent, other than what I have on literally on the needles or on the hook now, right?
Yes, very much so.
I'm going to be a hooker.
I'm excited though, because I mean, now that I've picked out the yarn, I can get that shawl going.
And I'm super excited to talk with Tony about her multi-crafty ways. She's definitely craft goals, right? Like you and I chatted with her while she was in her work area, her workspace, studio, whatever, and it was just all of it was so inspiring. She's a crafty lady.
Yeah, and I've really appreciated some of the blog posts recently. She's got like a temperature blanket thing, and yeah. So if you're thinking about a temperature blanket, it might be a good, interesting blog post for you.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm excited. So KALs. And then
KAL-tastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then if you missed the tutorial, Megan informed me that you just go out to the YouTube link, and that's where you will find the replay. So
yep. And we could post that out in Discord as well for folks that maybe didn't get it through the ZKN. Again, you'd have to be able to have at least bootstrapped to get into Discord to see the tutorial about Discord. But hopefully that's, or maybe I could add it to the welcome letter when you sign up to get the invite link.
Oh, yeah, that would be good. Yeah, or just right to that sign up page so that you can, read there. Click it before you sign.
We had a conversation on Discord this morning about, or prior to this, for some people it wouldn't have been more morning, that the icon for Discord, I've always looked at it and thought it looked like Mickey Mouse's pants. I know it's supposed to be a controller, but that was like the first thing I was like, is this like a Mickey Mouse related something? And there are other people that share that.
Mickey Mouse pants.
I feel like it's like a ink blot test, right?
Yeah.
Like you look at it and you see the gaming controller at your core, you are a gamer. And if you see Mickey Mouse pants, maybe you're just everyone else. So then I posted a GIF of him like dancing, and his pants look like the icon. Yeah.
Funny.
Good time.
Not what I saw. But again, my knowledge of Discord comes through gaming, not that I actually am a gamer that uses the controller. So
Laura says she sees a Space Invader alien.
Oh,
which means what?
Yeah.
She asserts that it means that she's old? Question mark? I don't think so.
Right, because her controller would look like this.
Or it would be like the large in the Pizza Hut lobby arcade game, right?
Yeah.
Or is that what you're saying? Not Atari, but necessarily.
No, well, I mean, Atari, I used it like this, so I guess that's what I think. Maybe some people used it like this.
Maybe my gaming form was a little different than yours, Amy. But no, Happy New Year again. Super excited as always about everything that's going on, and we hope that you join us.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it more, and I think I also used a lot of thumb, like pressing that giant.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There was definitely thumb fatigue after playing for a certain amount of time.
Yeah. But then I think, like, I don't know, when I think of intense games on the Atari, I think of like grabbing the whole stick. I don't know. Whatever. I feel like I'm rambling now, so.
All right. Do I need to cut you off and be like, bye?
Maybe. Bye.
Bye, Ufta.